All right, reverse. Back to you, Tony.
Okay. Here's. Oh, wait. Uno!
I know you said
Oh, yes. You know what? When we were growing up, did you guys know that Uno was the #1 American card game in the country? And by the way, it says kids from 7 to adults, so I don't know why they let you play. But at any rate, Uno was the #1. And again, these basements are fantastic for board games.
Well, I know on Tuesday nights, that's my favorite night at my house because we play board games. And no, I'm not boring my kids. We actually love playing board games. And right now, one of their favorite ones they love to play is Taboo. And I think it's because they love hitting the buzzer right in your ear.
Oh, yeah. But you know, sometimes you just need the no-brainer game. You need Candyland. You just need to sit there, relax, have a little bit of fun.
Well, I know you guys like board games, but at my house, well, we're in a finished basement here, but when my kids were little, our basement was unfinished, and it was so much fun because they went down there with their hockey sticks, and they could play all the hockey they wanted to, and we didn't care.
Wait, now who's smart there? We all paid $20,000, $30,000 to finish it. She had an unfinished basement for 15 years.
Plus, that's why our kids are such good hockey players now.
That's true.
They had all that training time. Yeah.
Before and after.
Before. I need before. Yes, I got it. Ha, look at that one. No, I have plenty of these chips, Izzy, but you're supposed to bring me some chips. I'm like, I'm hungry. I need a snack.
No one told me I was in charge of snacks.
Now, speaking of hungry, how about Hungry Hungry Hippos? That'll give you a little bit of nostalgia there. This reminds me of me and the kids at the house here, just eating all day long.
Wow.
See, look,
my gosh.
this is the game I like for my kids to play, not that. That noise drove me crazy. But
What
when my kids were little, they love this. I know this is going to shock y'all, but we're a little competitive in my family.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, so they love this because they could bet against each other and they could see who was the smartest too. And even now that they're adults, we have Sunday dinners at our house, Sunday family dinners, and so we come back and we can play wits and wagers even still now.
There you go.
Hey, do you guys remember this game?
Yeah.
This game inspired me to want to be a doctor. Yeah, it did, but then I found out you have to have good grades.
Yeah.
And there was also something about this malpractice insurance. I don't do well with that kind of thing.
If you weren't
didn't
looking at that thing up to a
qualify for it.
car battery, you'd have been a lot
Shocking.
It sounded something like this.
And your hip is put back together with rubber
Well,
bands.
it is. We're doing pretty good.
Okay, as you can see, we're having a lot of fun with games, board games, but you know what it is? It's all about our kids and what they enjoy and how they can be with us. So, stay tuned. We're going to be talking about kid-friendly homes.
Hey, before we get started, I don't think any of you can beat me in a game of Twister. I say we go. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Watch out here, man.
Right foot yellow.
Right foot.
Right foot yellow.
Which way is? This is my right. Move out of the.
That's already my spot.
Welcome to Between the Studs. We are Granite Ridge Builders, custom builders serving northern Indiana, northwest Ohio, and also parts of southern Michigan. We have been building custom homes for almost 2 decades, and we're really passionate about what we do. So join us today as we explore the processes, the trends, and also tips that characterize today's new home. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. As you can tell, Between the Stud cast members are a bunch of big kids. But as you can see on the beginning of the show, we enjoy kids. We love working with kids. We love doing our houses around the kids. So this is what our Between the Stud show is going to be about all today is kid-friendly homes.
And whether you realize it or not, most of us design our homes, decorate our homes, and build our homes around our kids' needs.
Here at Granite Ridge, we've always taken a ton of pride in designing our homes with inclusivity in mind and making sure we're designing for everybody.
And it really all started in the 1990s with the American Disability Act, and Granite Ridge Builders has really embraced that, and we've taken things like barrier-free design, handicap accessible, visitability, and we've really kind of coined this term called design for all, and that includes kids as well.
It's so important to Granite Ridge Builders that we've actually done 5 episodes of Between the Studs about this subject. And really what we're talking about is designing a home that would be very visible for the general public and also very livable for others, including the kids. A few years ago, we were thinking about our kids. We actually finished our basement, put 3 TVs down there, also a kitchen. Guess what? All the kids from the neighborhood came. We couldn't get rid of them. 2 of them moved in.
And you know what, Lonnie? When we're talking about designing for all, if you do it right, it is invisible to other people. They don't even know it. Like grab bars, for instance, they're so amazingly well designed now. You just think it's part of either furniture or part of your decorations.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about how we can custom build homes with design for kids in mind.
Starting with things as simple as open concept. When you do open concept, you have fewer corners and things like that. Also making sure an island has plenty of room to walk in and out because, believe it or not, kids don't care that you're cooking. They're going to come in and cause trouble, and usually, again, they cause messes. And so you want to make a kitchen an easy space to clean up as well.
And think about your appliances. They need to be reachable. For example, a microwave, if it's above your range, that may not be very accessible to a child. But then there's also safety things. The knobs on your range, you want to make sure that those are in the back so that a young child doesn't come and turn on a burner. And then there's safety in the backyard. Think about your sight lines. So if you're inside doing dishes, you may want to think about your view into the backyard so that you can watch your kids.
I love designing homes that have lockers and hooks for storage for kids as they're coming home from school.
And Kayla, I know those hooks were a great idea because when you guys were growing up in our household, you always threw everything down on the floor and you never would use a closet.
I mean, that might have happened, but trying to change that with my kids. But the other things that are really, really important would be flooring. Everybody has flooring in their house, and it's very important to get a waterproof floor and the right kind of floor, luxury vinyl plank for kids instead of a hardwood that when it gets wet might not be a great situation. Also, carpet in the bedrooms is still important today, just from a sound barrier and from a safety standpoint. If they're falling out of bed, that's not great. A carpet's going to be a lot better.
You know, and speaking of padding, it's not just kids that can benefit from that, but us older folks as well. I've been there, done that. My watch even tells me when I fall.
And that's daily.
It is.
Now, Izzy, we're going to continue talking about messes here. Yeah. You know, when the kids are helping you clean around or helping you cook around the kitchen, we're installing no grout backsplash, so that way cleanup is super easy. You don't have to worry about scrubbing that grout. Same with the floor. We're trying to install some tiles that have minimal grout lines, so that way cleanup is easy. And then we're thinking about areas where you're eating and where your kids make the most mess. No carpet, no rugs underneath of your kitchen table. Yes. Keep it clean.
Kayla, I like how Mike keeps talking about how the kids make mess.
Totally.
Well, as we know, kids touch everything, every surface possible. So it's important to have a paint that can hold up to that and a paint that's washable. And you might consider a semi-gloss paint that's going to be a little bit more cleaning friendly. And then another type of paint that is an amazing invention in my book is a chalkboard paint. Putting that in some key areas so you can remind kids what they're supposed to do. You can paint it on a wall, you can paint it on the back side of a door, so lots of ways you can apply that chalkboard paint.
Luke, here's a great suggestion. I know this from Kayla also. Do not paint your handrail going upstairs. Stain it. I promise you, a lot less cleaning.
Then there's furniture. A lot of times the furniture edges are very, very sharp and deadly. Watch for those. Look for furniture that has rounded edges. And then also what we're all concerned about is pillow fights. Find furniture that has pillows that are not removable.
Oh,
they're out there.
I was wondering where you were going with that. So let's have a big debate right now over bedroom placement. Do you want the kids' bedrooms right next to yours, so if they're sick in the middle of the night, you can run over there? Nope. Lonnie's shaking his head no. Lonnie, are you thinking the exact opposite side of the house?
Yeah. I think
or even outside.
It is. It's so cute. You can tell how many kids someone has by how they answer that question. If they're like, I need my bedroom close to my children. Right. Oh, you only have one.
Or it's very young. As soon as they get to be teens, nope.
Put them on a different floor.
And that's why the Master on the Main is so popular today.
And the great news is we can sit down with anybody, talk to you about that. We can rearrange your floor plans if you decide to build. That's a great one. I've got another really, really good one. Let's see where you go with this. Do you guys like the rounded knobs to get in the doors, or do you like the lever ones? Us old people, we kind of like the lever. We can do it with our elbow, but there's another side to this.
Yeah, but the kids, I'm talking about myself too here. We can grab those pants pockets on those levers or the shirt sleeves. I think I've ruined 3 shirts with those things.
But when you're coming in carrying a kid or a bag of groceries, having that lever is the way to go.
My dog loves them too.
But I don't want my kids to open the doors when they're at nap time. They need to stay in their room for nap time. So knobs, if they can't open it, I'm voting that for their room at least.
Well, you talked about the flooring, the hard surface flooring versus carpet. That luxury vinyl plank gives you a little bit easier to clean versus carpet being softer. So that's a debate we talk about when we're talking about designing for kids a lot too.
Charity, I know you said it's easier to clean, but kids are loud, and that hard surface flooring is going to make things even more loud, and it's just nonstop.
Well, and I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times I'm laying on the floor, so carpet for me, playing with the kids, especially when they were young, I'm still a carpet
But
guy.
if you have kids, sometimes that means you have pets. And when you have kids and pets and you're on the carpeting and you're laying down there with them, you get up and you look like you have all of the fur that could be possible all over you.
Well, I'm at that stage in life where the kids have kind of gone, but I do still have those pets, and my dogs are not the best trained. So I got to go with the hard surface because those are my kids at this point in the house. So it is a choice. And at Granite Ridge, we can do whatever it is that you like.
Can you put diapers on those too?
Yes.
Well, my kids are at an age right now where we're starting to have the discussion about whether or not to have a TV in their room. And so the discussion now goes to, do we go ahead and mount the TV? Do we put it up on a piece of furniture? Or do we just say no TVs at all?
I'm going to say no TV.
Wow.
They get enough screen time as it is that they don't need a TV in their room.
I was clearly a terrible mother because I know there are many reasons for that, okay? But yeah, we had TVs in the, maybe it's just because I was a TV person, but we had TVs in the room from like a really young age.
I don't really care either way, but if you have a TV, I'd say definitely mount it on the wall just in case if something's going crazy and the dresser falls and, you know, just less things to worry about. If it's on the wall, it's there.
Okay, well, I'm going to agree with that because guess what? I don't know how many TVs I've knocked over being as hyper as I am. So guess what? No, definitely mount it and fasten it.
See, I always thought about just go ahead and put it on a piece of furniture, but then again, when I was growing up, TVs were huge and heavy. Now they do fall over very easy, so you can probably just mount it.
I think it depends on the age of the child. I mean, because if you put it on the furniture when they're really young and they try to climb something, that could easily fall over on top of them. And that mounting then is really huge.
And speaking from experience, if you have a TV, you have to have a shut-off time set for your child, right? Well, I always turn the TV back on after my parents went to sleep. So I'm team no team.
I was going to say, is that when you were a kid or now?
They don't care anymore.
Okay, let's do this. We've been talking about a lot of these things, but let's start talking about rooms. We've got about 4 segments, but in a group, let's do the most important room that you would consider and talk about a kid's bedroom. Now remember, this could be small children, it could be large children, but let's kind of talk about all the things you want to think about when you're decorating or you're thinking about your kids' bedroom.
Well, something really important in your child's bedroom is your shades or your drapes. We don't often think about that, but sleep is so important, and sometimes it's 9 o'clock and it's still light out and our kids need to be in bed. So a blackout shade is really important for your kids in their bedroom.
Another huge thing is storage. Kids collect so much stuff from school, sports, church, wherever it is. They bring it home, and not only is it storage, but then it's organization. Kids themselves are very disorganized, so the more organization you can bring into their life, the better off, and the more sanity you're going to be able to hang on to, and making sure that you've got shelves, closet space, the right type of furniture, and all sorts of hooks and things like that. Again, storage, organization, those are 2 huge things.
And guys, kids have a ton of screen time these days, so we try to incorporate as many places as we can where they can have some non-screen time, some window seating or some reading nooks. And we have a couple of great examples here at 23 Tullymore in our hidden Harry Potter room where there's a beautiful window seat and reading nook up there.
And this is one thing I think is really overlooked, and Luke, this one's specifically for you with the newborn and everything. Make sure the child has a comfortable bed, because if the child is comfortable and sleeps, then you get to sleep.
And when you're thinking of sleeping, it's also about, do we do a bunk bed? Do we do a trundle bed? Lots of different options we can consider.
Now, I know this isn't possible for all bedrooms, but if you can, put a cathedral ceiling in there, maybe even have a little ladder going up to a really cool loft. Those are my kind of dream bedrooms right there.
I've even seen one with a slide going down from a loft in the bedroom.
Yeah, so awesome.
Can we build that?
No.
That would be so cool.
Okay, let's now talk about the most important thing to consider when you're doing a kid's bedroom, and that's the color of the bedroom. So we're going to list the most popular and the least popular colors for bedrooms. So first of all, the most popular is my favorite, blue. Blue just happens to be the most popular color in the world also. Blue represents calm, cool, responsibility, trust, security, confidence, and even intelligence. A study was once done in a school, and blue rooms helped kids' grades and their retention. Royal blue, sky blue, and navy blue are the most popular of those colors for a kid's bedroom.
Now, the second most popular color for a kid's bedroom is green. Green is symbolic for nature, growth, and harmony. Green is one of the easiest colors on the eyes, and it's associated with safety, optimism, harmony, stress relief, and new beginnings. Sage green and olive green are the most popular.
Now the third most popular color for a kid's room is gray or charcoal. It represents security, reliability, intelligence, and the best thing about gray is it's really easy to match pretty much everything.
Now yellow is going to be the fourth color. Yellow is a pretty unisex color that is a great choice for a baby's room. Yellow is cheerful and associated with hope, happiness, positivity, youthfulness, attention getting, and high energy. But be careful, it can be overpowering, so you don't want to consider it maybe for the whole room, but an accent wall would probably be best. Put it in my son's whole room and it was too bright and he never slept. It was not great.
Next up is pink, which happens to be my favorite, and it was Brooke's color of her room as she was growing up. It's the fifth most popular color. Young girls love it, and it pairs well with white and other colors. It's playful, fun, youthful, romantic, sweet, and feminine. Pink can make a room feel funky and futuristic.
Now, sixth on the list is orange. Now, kids might like a bold orange color like a traffic cone, but parents usually kind of tone that down a little bit to make it a little bit more like a tangerine orange. Now, orange is associated with energetic warmth and ambition. The color orange often denotes new beginnings, enthusiasm, and creativity. It is an optimistic and cheerful color, and it reminds us of sunsets and the Bears football team.
Seventh on the list, but number one in your heart is taupe. Sherwin-Williams has a special one. It's called Tony Taupe. It might sound full like our two Tonys, but if you are a fan of the beige palette, it is a great color to layer with furniture, rugs, and trim. It is calming, soft, comforting, and of course, classic.
And we still like the name Tony Taupe.
Tony Taupe always wins.
The eighth most popular color is purple or violet. Purple is for luxury, for mystery, magic, and also spirituality. Purple has been the color of clergy and royalty for centuries. It's rich, or can feel rich, but it can also feel sophisticated and even playful. That's probably why I like purple so much. And the interesting thing is, if you combine a little gold with purple, you got a real royal wow.
And a lot of you might not know, Violet, that was Luke's new baby girl born about a week ago.
There you go. Congratulations.
So I've got the sleepy look, right? Bags under my eyes.
Now you have the excuse for it.
Yeah.
And red is going to round up our list here. It's the most controversial choice because it's a very intense color, and so red you have to be careful with. It's known to raise blood pressure, increase appetite, and keep you awake, and so that's why it's used in restaurants and casinos. Red's the color of excitement, energy, passion, love, power, assertiveness, speed, all these things that are so intense, and so you have to be careful. It might be a little bit too much, especially if you're a member of our cast.
And it makes you really make funny sounds with your voice.
We've already gone over so much with building for kids, but there is a ton more we get to do and talk about. So stay tuned because we have a lot more to bring to you of great ideas for your building for your kids.
Well, we're starting off with themed rooms for your children. And one great thing about a themed room is it can change over time.
It's so much fun to do a themed room. Like the one we're standing in here is a great craft room or hobby room, whatever you'd want to do, but it's such a fun way to decorate. You can have wonderful colors, but it's also a perfect space to organize all of the things that you have to do with crafts, or if you're a scrapbooker, or I mean, just all the art projects for school. It's so much fun to have organizational systems for all of the things.
And as your kids get a little older, you may have a need for a tech room, a place where they do their homework, or they just communicate with their friends with their iPads and their phones, or even a game room.
I love the game room idea. I did one for my boys. We have 2 TVs, 2 awesome game chairs. We have tons of video game consoles. So it's a really fun space that they can call their own.
Now, when they're really little, you may have the need for a nursery, but then you move into a playroom. We all know they have a lot of toys, so it's great to have a nice designated area such as a playroom.
Now, something that can encompass all of these kinds of rooms might be the basement or lower level, or even a Texas basement where you can have some of these different rooms, or keep an unfinished basement. I did for a while, Elizabeth did for a long time, because that's where the kids should just go, and I didn't have to worry about organizing a thing.
If you don't have a lot of space, one great idea would be a pocket office or a pocket tech station. So this is a great place that's small and they can sit down and do their homework from that area.
Now, don't forget about about outdoor living space, you can do a lot of really cool things with your swing set or your sandbox area, or just some great areas for kids to be able to be outside and in nature is really important. Now, the last thing to talk about is when we're thinking about themed rooms, think about themed bedrooms. So in this house here that Granite Ridge built in Tullymore Run, you can come and see, we did a really cool Harry Potter room for the kids where we have one of those little pocket libraries for the kids to read at. But there's so many other great themes out there. Whatever is important to them at the time, whatever they're into, whatever TV show or superhero or anything like that, have a lot of fun because a kid really needs their space to call their own.
Kayla, what I like in here are the chairs.
I love the chairs.
Kids. I want one of these for
I
myself.
want these chairs. They can't have them.
When we're talking about building a home for children and different ideas, a lot of people can talk about the fun, exciting, cute things that you can do when it comes to a child. Luke and I want to talk to you a little bit more about the health, the wellness, and the technology that you can build in the home to help you.
Now, obviously, we're sitting outside, and in my opinion, there's nothing healthier than a kid playing outside. But at Granite Ridge, we do a lot to make sure that that outdoor air, which is typically healthier than the indoor air, we're exchanging it constantly. So we have a fresh air intake. We also do a lot with our filters. We've got a lot of things that we can add on to make sure that if your child or kid has maybe asthma or some other breathing issue, that we can make sure we address it and they can breathe comfortably inside their own house.
Another thing about it is all the technology they have today growing up. We didn't have that when we had 40 years ago when we were kids, but now you have Alexa, so you can literally sit there in your bedroom and ask questions and get them answered. You have all the data ports and TV jacks that you can set up so that you can have anything that you need with your laptops, your tablets, your computers right there, and that doesn't even go into everything that we have wirelessly now that the children can do.
Yeah, another thing that is typically invisible once the house is done is soundproofing. So you mentioned homework. We want to make sure that there's a quiet place that they can get away, read, do their homework, but then also like their bedrooms. We want to make sure they're sleeping comfortably. We also, as they get older, they stay up later than I can stay up, so having that loud music that it's soundproof the other direction so I can sleep comfortably. So we do a lot and we talk a lot about how can we make sure that those spaces, that transfer of sound does not happen.
And that's one huge thing with Granite Ridge Builders. When you're looking at building a home and you're focusing in on the children or you're focusing in on your well-being and health and technology, we have been trained to ask all the right questions to you so that we can bring up things that you've never thought about so that when you move into your brand new home, you can live there for years peacefully and even quietly.
So, Mike, what you want to do is take that key and try to stick it in that socket.
Right.
There. No, don't really do that. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Whew.
You know, thank goodness today we've got switch covers to protect those plugs because that's one of the things that we have to think about when we think about these new homes protecting our kids.
Yeah, that's first and foremost at the front of our minds when we're thinking about designing these homes. How are you going to keep your family safe?
And we're sitting here in front of a stairway, and there's a lot of things about the stairway or stairwell that we have to think about because that's probably the place where the most accidents happen as it relates to kids and even adults.
Yeah, and first and foremost for me, I have a 16-month-old baby at home, so we always have gates up. Now, our gates are just the pop-in ones that you would get from Walmart, but things are changing a lot to where the gates can actually be part of the aesthetic of the design.
Beautiful
of the home.
part of the stairwell, exactly. And then also when it comes to banisters, there's a rule there that if you can stick your hand between those banisters, it's probably not safe.
Get your head in there, get stuck, and you cannot get it back out.
Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Things like pathway lighting, which isn't very expensive, and some of them can be put on a motion detector where they'll come on automatically for kids and adults going up and down the stairs.
And next, Lonnie, how are you going to protect your stairway as well? We always recommend going with carpet on your stairs, especially if you have those younger children.
With socks, you're going to fall down those stairs if you don't get carpet on those stairs right from the get-go. And let's move to the kitchen. It's another place where accidents can happen. Things like ranges, they do make range caps, you might say, to protect those knobs from the little ones.
Yeah, and technology advances have really helped with this as well. You can actually lock out your burning system on all of your ranges and your gas stoves and everything like that.
Another very popular feature now in cabinets is soft close. Instead of letting the kid slam that door, maybe get his fingers pinched, you can put a plunger, kind of a strut type thing in there that'll pull that shut slowly.
Now, Lonnie, next thing that we want to incorporate into this segment here is security for the home. We're incorporating Bluetooth into our outlets and Wi-Fi outlets, so that way we can have cameras, security cameras all around your house, and you always know from your mobile device if everything is okay in your home.
Hey, another thing you want to do is check your smoke detectors. They are battery and they're typically wired in, but you need to check them. And by the way, include at least one carbon monoxide detector on each level of your home in case of that gas leak. Security equals safety. So a lot of things to consider. Come on into Granite Ridge Builders. We'll sit down and talk about these things.
For some people, about this time in life is when they've got their children out the door and now they only have their pets in the home. So we do love to help people that love their pets just like their family to have options for when they build.
There are so many things that we can do to customize your home for those fur babies. We can put that pet salon, the pet spa out in your garage. So yeah, maybe you still have to take them to the groomer, but you can give them their own little shower out in the garage.
Thinking about things when it comes to their meals. So whether that's having pet bowls that can recess into a cabinet or having a pot filler right there to help fill the water.
You also want to think about your flooring. We've talked a lot about flooring, but that resilient vinyl plank, that luxury vinyl plank, it's pet proof.
And for pets who love to look outside, side lights can be an easy way to give them access to light and a view.
Well, a lot of times those are those kitty cats. Kitty cats also like ledges to sit on, so you might want to think about some strategic spots to put 2x6 framing so you can make those window ledges a little deeper.
And don't forget, you mentioned showers earlier, but if you don't have a pet station, don't forget just to have a handle on your shower head inside your own tub can be very helpful for bathing animals.
And if you've got a dog that sheds or you have a cat, you can have that central vacuum system. Makes it so much easier to clean up all that hair.
And as we maximize space throughout the house, don't forget a space underneath those stairs can often be used for pets.
All ways we can customize your home for those very important fur babies in your life.
Well, probably as you gather today, we're all just big kids who love our kids. And also, when you get Tony's age and my age, we love our grandkids. We love to be able to give them sugar and then walk away.
That's what this is for. And then we just have fun with them, and they have to do the discipline.
They do.
And then we play games.
Nope,
not that game.
Yeah,
Well, as you can see, we have a lot of fun around here, and we would love to talk to you about custom building your home, whether it's for you or for your growing family. So you can always give Granite Ridge Builders a call so we can sit down and talk to you.
Okay, we're running out of time. Kayla, would you go ahead and close for us?
Thank you all so much for joining us today. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do so well, please pick up the phone and give us a call. Visit our website, or even better yet, come in our front door. We would love to talk to you all about building for your kids.
Get this back.
No more Twister. No more Twister for you.
Oh, 52-card pickup.
Just from a sound barrier and from a safety standpoint, if they're falling out of bed, that's not great. A carpet's going to be a lot better.
We've all dropped our kids, right?
No, Mike.
Did he really say that? He said we all drop our kids, right?
Next week's show is about how to get those 30-something out of your basement.
Oh, that I can get done.
Watch out, Izzy.
Get out of the way.
Do right?
Yeah, okay, this meeting is adjourned.